Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. So today we're in Kilquane Cemetery. Now there's a very interesting vault in here, and I'll tell you a little bit more about the story when we get inside. So we're just at the gates of the cemetery. You'll notice the little stile that are almost on every old cemetery here in Ireland. So this is the cemetery here. So we'll go around this way first, because I think the crypt is just off to our right. We have 3 little small headstones there. Look at 4 little small ones. Just there. You can see how much the lichen is on all these headstones. We have some recent burials as well. 2021 there and 2013. Very interesting one up here. Look at this. It's quite unique, isn't it? Covered in lichen. Not sure we're going to be able to read this one. See the colour of the lichen. In memory of John Hogan, who died March the 23rd, 1879 there, aged 57 years. Affectionate something then down at the bottom. Affectionate
father.
Husband and father. Beautiful.
Just here, yeah.
Erected by his loving wife, Ellen. Very unusual, isn't it, the design? We've Hogans here as well, so obviously more than likely a relation. Another one kind of similar, just here, and we have a Celtic Cross and this one at the base of it. Look at the flowers on this one. Don't think I've ever seen a Celtic Cross with flower design.
Sunflowers.
Yeah, it looked like sunflowers. We won't be able to read it. It's covered in lichen, absolutely covered in it. Now, near this area was a wooded area known as the Killing Fields, and people were brought there and executed, and that will tie in with the vault that's here. A lot of damage here too. Lovely one here with the dove. William Lynch. He was 65 when he died in the 1900s. His wife Bridget is there as well, and his mother Nora. Erected in memory of
Matthew Duggan, who died November 1811, aged
70. Also his brother William He was only 30 when he died in 1807. So a lot of these stones are just not readable. This obviously is a very old part of the cemetery. I'm making my way over to, I've seen a beautiful statue. Look at these cherub faces. They are gorgeous on either side here. W.
Scanning, is it? Scannels.
Scannell, is it?
Who died
Aged
March
50.
1840.
1840, is it? Aged 50. I don't know what that... Oh, we've a helicopter. Don't think you'll see that. You'll probably hear it before you see it, I'd imagine. We have a lot of markers here. And a lot of damage done to stones.
The colour on the ground.
It's like a moss on the ground. Look at that.
They're leaning together.
They're called kissing stones, where they actually meet, lean and meet. Kissing stones. Wow. There's a beautiful statue right down here in the corner. And it's absolutely freezing today. Second day of spring, and it's so cold. Look at this. Wow. This is the burial place of John and Annie Nation and family.
Nathan.
Is it Nathan? N-A-T-I-O-N. Nation, I would say it is. And family, erected by their son JJ Nation. Rest in peace. No year on it. She's beautiful. And you can see the lichened way it has coloured her. She has lost her arm, unfortunately. She carries a little bouquet of flowers. And she's just amongst these huge conifer trees. So we have the newer section just there. The trees, listen to them. Oh, that's spooky.
She's nice.
Yeah. This is Michael Williams. Died 23rd of June 1993. His sister Lily, 1979, and his father Michael, 1961, and his mother is here as well, 1964. We have a lot of kind of trinkets. We'll fix those up now before we leave. We've had a lot of wind, so we have a little cherub over on the ground there. He's fallen over, and a little robin, and I believe that's like a pheasant, a little pheasant statue, but we'll fix those up before we leave. There's a robin on a wreath there as well. I kind of like that place there under those beautiful trees, if they weren't so spooky sounding. So we're back with the hats and the coats today after a couple of really nice days. So you can just see a lot of destruction here over time. This old tomb. You can see the red brick.
The old church. Room there.
We have a car coming now, so we're going to have to try and be discreet. But we have what we believe is the ruins of the old church. But look what I've noticed on top of this. tomb. We have a handle from a coffin and a plate. That is off a coffin. Just there. Wow, that is kind of crazy. As I said, we do have people coming here. I'm sure they're coming to visit loved ones. So this is the crypt we were referring to. And with the IRA's struggle for independence increasing during the 1919s, during the year 1919, the British court system was at breaking point all across Ireland. A system of court procedures was formed by the IRA to maintain law and order. British forces, spies and informers were being rounded up by the IRA, and the safe imprisonment of these parties became a problem. It was suggested that a vault in Knock-Raha graveyard, which is the place we're at now, could be used for such a purpose, and it became the official prison of the Cork No. 1 Brigade. Now, the name on this is actually Sing Sing, and that's named after the famous American prison of the same name. Many members of the British forces were held here in this vault. It is believed that 17 members of the Camerons Regiment, 7 Black and Tans and 11 other spies and informers were ultimately taken from Sing Sing and executed. And that's what I was talking about, the killing fields local to this area. That's just a little bit of information. And as I was saying, so anyone that they captured, they would have been imprisoned here. They actually drilled holes inside the walls so the prisoners could breathe, but they were locked in here in this old vault or crypt. And basically it was like death row for them, because after being held here for a certain amount of time, they were taken out, brought to a wooded area, and I can actually see across the fields there is a lot of wooded area, and they were executed and possibly buried there. So, you know, if you were brought here, you knew that you weren't going to get out alive at least. I can see some flooding. I'm just going to go down as far as I can. Wow, it does look extremely bleak in here, doesn't it? I'm not sure how far I'll get down without getting soaked. Oh, wow. We actually have like a bench and an owl pot. Now, unfortunately, it's locked up, but I'm going to give you as best a view I can. There you go, guys.
The seats there.
Seats, that's what I said, an old pot. Oh, I'm showing right now. To try and get this camera to zoom in as much as possible. There you go. Wow. What a place to spend your last few days. It's quite spooky, and you can see the big iron door. The door is open, all right, but then it's behind this cage. But just look how bleak that looks. I can't imagine what it was like in there. No one, I mean, I'm sure it was black dark as well. And named, as I said, after the famous American prison, Sing Sing Prison. This is known as Sing Sing Prison here in Ireland. But very, very bleak, isn't it?
Yeah, and imagine, I was just saying earlier, like, you know, prisoners that were kept here, you know, and what a dark place to be kept, because you're in a graveyard.
Yeah.
And you know you're going to be executed. So this is as close as death you'll get, like,
yeah,
that you're actually in a crypt.
Oh, I presume this
so I wonder if
crypt...
they done that, did they do that to, you know, get at their heads?
Oh, I'm sure it was.
As well.
I'm not sure whether there was somebody already interred in this crypt, or it was built and then they kind of took it over to use as this prison. It's probably the strangest story I've covered. on this channel a crypt used as a prison, or a vault used as a prison, and it's known, as I said, a Sing Sing prison. Look at that. And as I said, inside they drilled holes so they could actually breathe while they were held captive in there. You can see how actually huge that mound is. We're actually surrounded. Like, to get here, it was so remote. The worst roads ever. So can you imagine being captured, and the roads that we've travelled, as I said, were horrible. So back in 1916 to 1921, the roads would have been even worse. Like, it would have been an awful journey, knowing full well that you were going to be brought here and imprisoned in a graveyard for your execution. And as I said, we are surrounded by woodlands. You might just see it all up there. And those areas were known as the killing fields, where many a person was executed and possibly buried or left just there.
Probably buried in shallow graves.
Yeah. Crazy to think about. I mean, all of these graves wouldn't have been there, but I'm sure some of these definitely were. Those graves were all there. We actually have a little sign here. There's the name, Sing Sing Prison. The vault was used as a prison during the War of Independence, 1916 to 1921. It was actually unveiled on this date, the 22nd of July 2001, by composer, songwriter May Higgins. This plaque was erected by Knock Raha History and Heritage Group. So they have restored it somewhat. And I have seen online almost like, pilgrims of people coming to this place, I suppose, to remember those.
Probably around this time of year they'll be coming too, Easter.
Easter, yeah, the Easter rising. Yeah, that's true. So very sad history, gruesome history, but it is history nonetheless. I just want to show you this on a grave. I remember these. Don't see them very often now, but as a child I do remember being fascinated by these. These are like a memorial.
Globe, is it?
A globe. You'd have a saint inside, full of water and flowers. Absolutely gorgeous. And I was fascinated by these globes as a child, and I actually haven't seen one in 20 odd years. So it's just a little throwback for me, memory wise. I've talked about the beautiful coloured stones on graves, and that was another memory I have. They were really, really popular back in the day. Isn't it beautiful? So you would have, you would have sometimes Virgin Mary, sometimes Padre Pio, and I think that's Saint Martin there in that globe. So Sing Sing Prison. There is a plaque as well on the gate about the governor of Sing Sing Prison, who's also interred here, but I haven't been able to locate his grave.
Oh, that's a beautiful headstone there. Look at that, right?
Yeah, I'm going to see that. I just wanted to, this caught my eye as well. Just more destruction of time. Completely snapped in half. Over the years, the land sinks. The stone becomes brittle. and it snaps. This one here, yeah, 1777. Look at the writing. Absolutely gorgeous. By Patrick Gleason in memory of his wife Ellen, who departed this life the 20th, is it January the 26th, 1777, aged 30 years. Also in memory of his only and beloved daughter Ellen, who departed this life October the 7th, 1809, aged 35. Beautiful stone, beautiful writing. The font is gorgeous.
I love this, yeah.
Isn't it beautiful? Absolutely gorgeous. Patrick Gleason, beautiful stone here as well. Age 76. To Patrick. Oh, sorry, it's the beloved wife of Patrick Gleason. She was 68 in 1880. And Patrick Gleason then 1886, age 76. So these stones were here when this was an active prison. Like, when you think of it that way, it's, you know, it's mind-blowing really, isn't it? Absolutely mind-blowing. Look at these beautiful rails. A lovely one with Jesus on the cross here. Look at that. Looks like Thomas Joseph Lane, 1938, that one. And Lane beside it as well. Beautiful. So we have the newer headstones in here as well. This is Paul Cotter. Beautiful stone. 2012. Sunrise 1947. Sunset 2012. That's beautiful. So we haven't been able to find the governor of the prison, but his memorial plaque is outside the gate, and I'll show you that before we leave. We have hopefully one more stop on our journey home. You're talking 3 hours home. So this has been a fantastic journey for me. Some fantastic visits to cemeteries and graveyards, remembering those who are forgotten. So this is the plaque we were talking about. You can see the blacksmith little design there, the anvil and the hammer. Ned Maloney, blacksmith, governor of Sing Sing prison during the War of Independence, 1916 to 1921. Owned and operated the forge in Knock-Raha village and is interred in this cemetery. So we have been looking for a little while now, and we've looked on Find a Grave, and we cannot find the governor of Sing Sing prison. His name actually was Ned Maloney, and as I said, he was a local blacksmith in this village. So, you know, as I said, we can't find him, but he was the governor of Sing Sing prison, and we have looked for a while and we just can't locate it. So it's possible he could be in an unmarked grave, or it's possible it's just so worn now that we can't read it. So guys, that's the end of the video. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit the notifications to all. That will help you know when I upload or go live on this channel. So for now guys, from County Cork, we're on our way home. Take care, God bless, and I'll talk to you all again soon.